Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to the final, the Blitz competition on Wednesday, 14th of July. Got 14 minutes until kick-off. So I'm hoping to get a full house in the tournament. So 24 players qualified in each event. We've got 20 in the under 8s at the moment, 22 in the under 12s, and 21 in the under 18s. So almost there. 2 missing in the 12s, 3 in the under 18s, and 4 missing in the under 8s. So yeah, 11 rounds Swiss. So it's quite a long event. So be interested to see how this works out. I mean, so sometimes the top seeds can sort of play each other in the first few rounds, and then towards the end of the tournament you end up sort of getting big down floats if you're doing well, or big up floats if you're sort of middle of the pack. So it'll be quite interesting to see how that works out. I guess sort of BK George is pretty big favourite in the under 8s, I think, from what I saw. In the preliminaries. Let's get a query from a parent if someone's qualified. So can you check on our table? There's a table called Blitz qualifiers.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll have a look now. Hi everyone.
You could bring the laptop up and I can have a look.
Okay, yep, that's fine. No problem.
You know the password, don't you?
Yes.
Stockpot.
Okay, perfect.
Well, so there's prizes for the top three players and top girls. So I haven't got last year's results to hand. Let me just see if I can find. Last year's. Might still be up. Teams 2020 competition. Do we still have it there? For Blitz final. Here we go. So under 8 Blitz final. Third place was 7.5, but the winners got 9. Under 12s, third place was 8 points. The winner got 9. And under 18s, again the winner got 9. So you're looking at sort of first place will probably be about 9, and then top 3 you're looking at sort of 8 points probably. That looks things. That was last year's events. In fact, I'll keep them up because I think a lot of the players are playing again. Ed's obviously playing again. So we're looking at the under 18s. Oh, Good Night Rookie's not there. But yeah, Blue Cow's playing again. Yeah, a lot of strong players. Frankie. Queen Eating Dragon didn't even manage to qualify last year. He won the preliminaries this time around, so see, that's going to be pretty tight, I think. And the 12s, yeah. So Kank did really well in the preliminaries. I was watching some of his games. Very sort of quick player. Stambad, I think, won the preliminaries. Bit of a beast in the arena. It'll be interesting to see that translates into Swiss. So, I mean, obviously Swiss is a very different sort of format to arena. Sort of rewards different type of play. It doesn't really matter how fast you finish now. It's just all about percentage, really. So it'll be interesting to see if that sort of changes the dynamics. I think the sort of strongest player over the board here is Eliuk, I would say, possibly by a reasonable distance. In terms of ECF grade, you've got Ice. Oh, Ice and Moonmaker as well, to be fair. very very strong sort of over the board. So I'd expect them to sort of be right up there. In the under 8s, I know that I think our top 3 here are probably the top 3, and then Gengo, Band, Chess, I'm guessing, will be the main contenders from what I've seen so far, but we'll see. Yeah, so we're getting started in 9 minutes. If anyone wants to sort of drop me a challenge, Blitz challenge in League Chess, I'll have a couple of games maybe before 6 p.m. Get a bit of warming up. CH Live 11. Okay. I did quite well against you in the. I was doing quite well against you in the Racing Kings, but I think I got a bit lucky. In fact, you were almost the only player that I managed to beat actually, so I felt a bit bad. So we've got Steinitz defense, a6. I think it's a bit suspicious because I think I'm just winning this e5 pawn. Yeah, I was gonna. It's probably gone a bit wrong already for black. Sort of attacking 2 more pawns here. So I could probably take that and play d4. Yes, there's prizes for the top 3. We're not sort of announcing the prizes in advance, just as a trial in terms of just had issues in the past where we've sort of announced like cash prizes for obvious reasons. So it's basically similar to last year. If you saw the sort of prizes for last year, so we'll be sorting those out. F3. Brandon, is that Brandon Clark? Griffiths PG, is that Brandon Clark you're talking about there? Yeah, no, we know Brandon very well. He does some of our sessions with us. So Sarah's we run sort of during term times we run our sort of online club. Brandon does the Friday sessions, which is the sort of the strongest group, and we also run the ECF Academy. And again, Brandon does a lot of the training sessions with us there. So yeah, we get on with Brandon really well. He's a very strong player. Sort of, I am hoping to push on for his GM title. So, should we take with the pawn or? What's the pawn? I'll take with this pawn, I think. Yeah, there's prizes for variants as well. Queen and Dragons, so in fact I think Pauline's sorting them out. Yeah, she's been sorting them out this week. Yeah, so that just went wrong in the opening, I think. Yeah, this a6 move's too a bit premature. I'll play Gengo Band, who I don't think we have played a few games actually. Wasn't sure if we had or not. Okay, so what happens if I go e4 here? This looks a little bit speculative, but I'm sort of curious. Could work out quite interesting for white. So I have to try and get some pressure on. I don't like this move because of the check. No. Sort of feels like I might even have a forced win somewhere here. Knight e5, bishop f5, g4. Black can probably play a6 there. No, you can play this as well. Oh, I'm threatening mate on f7. Yeah. Tournaments. Yeah, tournament is rated. Chess is life 1263. Do I remember you? Username doesn't ring a bell. Yeah, I've got a couple of requests in the chat about if the 24 players don't join, will the sort of spaces be given to the next qualifiers? It's a bit late to do that really. If I do it for one player, I'd have to sort of do it for everyone. So we're just sticking with the 24 qualifiers for now. If we get a couple of people not turning up, that's just, we'll just have to.
Sorry to disturb you. I'm just looking at this one person here. Where was I?
Where am I now? So I've got, that's this year's. Close that, I think it's confusing me. 12s, 18s, let's get the 8s open. Yeah, so we're still missing a few players from each group, but not done too bad. Got at least 20 in each.
Sorry, is this person, this username, saying that they've qualified, but I can't see them on here, so does that mean they haven't?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Oh, that's exciting. Who's going to win?
No, Amanfico, it's just yeah, we only had a couple of couple of quests. I mean, basically, I think once the tournament starts, again, I can't really. I don't think I'll commentate on sort of live games. I mean, if someone finishes really early, you can request just pop the game in the chat and we can have a quick look, or maybe we can do some sort of friendly blitz. We can do some sort of friendly blitz between. Tushar. Okay, so you Tushar then in the chat, our Scottish representative. It might be our only Scot. We've got quite a. According to this, we've got quite a range of range of countries represented, including Earth, which is promising. So yeah, the sort of rules are you need to sort of either be resident in the UK or go to a school in the UK. We've got a bit of international representation here, which is cool. So 35 seconds to go. Yeah, lots of pirates. Yeah, I don't know what game should we start with. Is there any parents or any siblings in the chat that want me to follow a particular game? Yeah, this isn't ECF rated at the moment. We're thinking of online rating them at some point, but yeah, we're just sort of working through. Yeah, so do you want me to watch? Should we watch Gengo Ban's first game? Is this the idea? Is he under 12? Or 8s? I think he's 8s, isn't he? Oh, Maximilian D. So he Maximilian finished 3rd in the variants under 8s. think Gengo Band chess like finished quite high up in the under 8 variants as well. Second. Yeah, because someone did really well in the. Someone did amazingly well in the Racing Kings. They like totally stormed it. I think that might be Ninja Go Universe though. Get a bit mixed up with the names. No, none of the online events are ECF rated. Obviously, the Terra final over the board will be ECF graded. So yeah, so managing your time's pretty key. Well, in any form of chess, but I think particularly in Blitz. I think something the under 8 struggle with a little bit more than the older kids. I think I've seen people sort of panic once they get very low on time, but that 2 seconds is still definitely enough to play out a winning position. So it's important not to get too carried away with just thinking you have to move instantly. You do have a little bit of time in the critical positions. Well, we think with the challenges, basically, what it's looking like at the moment is that anyone that qualifies for the sort of online Terra final preliminary will get sort of first sort of digs at the challenges, because it's probably going to be about 150 people. I mean, we've got a call with Neville Chan next week to sort of finalise the numbers, but if it's 150, then we're expecting around sort of 200 players, 220 players to qualify for the Terra final preliminary. 60 of those will qualify for the main events. That'll leave the rest sort of getting first dibs at the challenges. And then what we'll probably do is hold some sort of ballot system. So if they haven't sort of booked the slot after a week, we'll give it to sort of the first batch of people that didn't qualify from the Giga finals, etc. And sort of run that through. So there's no qualifying score in the Terra final. It's the top. If I remember correctly, it's the top 10 players in each section will qualify. So whatever, obviously that the number of points will depend on how the tournament's going. So this is looking fairly tight so far. So if anyone wants me to have a look at a game in the chat while they're waiting, just pop the URL in. Can have a look. Obviously, that have to be pretty quick because it's. I don't know how long a round should last. So obviously, I'm guessing sort of. What do you reckon? So an average, say the longest game is 50 moves, for instance. That's 100 moves in total at 2 seconds. That's 200 seconds. It's another 3 minutes, isn't it? So 3, 6, 9. I guess the round should last around 9-10 minutes. So I guess the tournament should be around 2 hours then in total. Game request here: Mega Sunshine versus Lara Kapara. So what do you reckon the critical moment was? Was there a blunder, or is it just knight d4? Interesting. I feel like we can just take that pawn. Ah yeah, knight. This must be good for white. It's sort of got a triple attack now on f6. Well, bishop e. Black's still in time to play bishop e7. This might not be so bad. I think he had to go bishop. She had to go bishop e7 there. Yeah, that's just okay. Just dropping the queen in now. It's looking a bit grim. And Black resigned. Yeah. Sort of probably a little bit rushed here. Knight d4 is a poor move, and I mean, even though black spent a move playing bishop c5, it's not too late to just drop the bishop back, and this is actually just very, very solid still for black. The extra tempo doesn't mean too much. So yeah, this game's still going on. So black's a pawn up, and but a minute down on the clock. These two players have played 6 times already. You can see game goes 6-0 up at the moment, and I think we're about to see number 7. That's a decisive fork. White carries on. No sort of no bonus in this form of the game for resigning early in sort of arenas. It's often worthwhile if you're losing just to resign and get back into the pool to try and score more points, but obviously in Swiss that's not really doesn't really apply, so there's no harm in just sort of playing these out. But I think I'll come away from this because that game's looking fairly clear. Under 18, so we've only had a few players finish so far there, including one draw, which is quite unusual in Blitz. Yeah, I was just actually looking at that final position. I guess, I don't know, I would have been tempted as white just to try and keep pressing a little bit somehow, but maybe sort of try and do something on the king side, but yeah, it must be I could probably just sit tight. So Frankie beat AD 2016. Oh, got another game request. This is Greta versus BK Alicia, who's one of the top seeds. So look, so black was victorious here. London system against the King's Indian. Black's aiming for e5. Queen b3, interesting idea. Okay, knight g5, we can just... Yeah, not sure about bishop e6. I think black should play something like rook e7 and then chase the knight away. I think bishop e6 sort of... Yeah, I just don't like giving away the 2 bishops if I can help it. Yeah, I think knight g5 there was a bit of a waste of time. Okay, so black's sort of got the bishop pair back and should be doing reasonably well now. I think white's just lost a bit of time here. I think this second knight g5 wasn't really justified. But yeah, it's not entirely sure how best to play this position, to be fair. Maybe this bishop should have gone to h4 to sort of pin the knight. Because now we sort of get... It feels a little bit easier for black to play now. Black's sort of got a clear plan of opening up the queen side against the white king. But it's not so easy for white to sort of get anything going on the king side. Not that easy to use this h-file. Pawn break doesn't seem to run into anything. So this could actually be quite bad for white if you can't get any counterplay going. And kings are on opposite sides, often the side with the sort of attack or the initiative is well on top. Queen d2, possibly looking at a queen exchange. It's e4, but yeah, black's very quick. e4, so you want to keep the diagonal closed. So that was maybe wanting to get this move in, and so this makes sense. Take with the queen b4, okay, slightly surprising. And I thought white would be quite happy to exchange queens. Black attacks on the b file anyway. b3. Black reroutes the knight. I feel like white's sort of done pretty well to stabilise here. G4. Maybe rook c1 here. Rook c1 seems to make quite a lot of sense to sort of attack some targets on the c file. Yeah, a5 makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I think this looks a little bit slow. This a4 is looking pretty strong. I think rook c1 was necessary somewhere around here. Okay, a3, rook d4, hitting the bishop. And then b3 drops, so it's probably game over now. I don't think there was a defence here though, because we're hitting the bishop. Maybe we could have tried bishop c4, a takes b3. Looks pretty bad basically, but I think maybe white's still in the game. Just about. Try bishop d5 for example. Yeah, I think once b3 dropped, it was pretty tough. Yeah, so there's still plenty of games going on. So my estimate was actually quite. Oh, sorry, we're starting round 2. I thought we were still in round 1 though. I was wondering why there's 12 games. 12 games going. So how many players did we end up with? 23 in the under 8s. Ah, 20. That's good. So full house in the under 12s and then full house in the under 18s. So actually, of the 72 players, we're only one player short. It doesn't mean that there's a bye in the under 8s. Let me just check if someone's qualified. Right, let's look at number 12 game. Let's look at Ellis versus Moonmaker. Let's go from the start. So we had a Torre attack. Which looks a bit like one of these Caro-Kann positions. E takes f6. Although in those lines that white's e-pawn will be on the c-file. Okay, so here we are. Not sure how much to commentate or not, but I strongly suspect that the players won't be listening whilst they're playing, so I'll make a few general comments. So materials equal. Black's got the pair of bishops, but I quite like white's structure in general. I feel like it's got, in the endgame for example, quite a bit of potential, these central pawns. Maybe black should be looking at some sort of plan to open up the position a bit for these bishops. Yeah, so the black player is was around 150-ish over the board, and white maybe 130, 140. So I think black's blitz rating is quite a bit misleading. I don't think Black's a particularly weaker blitz player here. Well, you're not bad at chess just because you lost a couple of games of blitz. Can happen to anyone. Let's have a look at the game. So, yeah, you're playing Kank, who's obviously a bit of a blitz specialist, I think. Let's have a look. So we've got a Caro-Kann, exchange variation Panov. Sarah plays this line quite well sometimes. I've played it a little bit as white as well. Bishop e3. Yeah, not a fan of Bishop e3. It's a bit when you sort of playing the Panov, it's quite a dynamic opening because white's sort of taking on the liability of this. For example, black takes here, and you've got this sort of isolated pawn here, which sort of long term could be a weakness, but white's banking on sort of the development and activity to compensate. But you want to sort of play as actively as possible. I feel like Bishop e3 is a bit sort of against the general needs of the position. It's like Knight f3 and Bishop g5 both been played. Bishop g5's more active idea, but I mean just to give you an example how these positions often go. Like captures, and yeah, we sort of get this. This is basically a very typical sort of isolated queen's pawn position that happens. White's sort of going for attack on the king side. Sometimes white will sort of play here and queen d3, for example. So bishop e3 feels a little bit passive. Takes. Black could have played knight c6 there first. Okay, so this position's fine for white. At the moment, it's sort of kind of quite a normal position. Yeah, no, bishop g5 exactly is better than bishop e3, but I think knight f3 in general. I mean, just as a general tip, I mean, I know it's blitz, but after the tournament tomorrow weekend, I'd definitely make sure you look at the games, and then you can use this this window here in Lee Chess. It's the opening explorer, so it shows you after this move, for example, knight f3 is by far the most popular move, played 193,000 times. You have to go all the way down here. It's fine, bishop e3. So you can sort of use these. You can sort of use this to sort of build up your opening knowledge a little bit after the game. Okay, so let's just jump forward. I'd be very reluctant to swap this bishop off. It's probably your best piece. But okay, nothing dramatic happening yet. Knight g5 takes. Have we calculated this? So knight takes b3, white wins. Knight takes c7. That's fine. Problem you've got now is that this square on c4 is a beautiful outpost for the knight, and your bishop's not going to be able to sort of fight for that square. So you've got to be a little bit sort of careful there. So yeah, good idea. Centralise the king. What's the time like? Both sides got about a minute left. Yeah, you see this knight's sort of a much better piece than the bishop. So black's got a sort of small advantage here. Doubles rooks. Now we've got to be very careful about sort of some tactics in the air. Black doesn't work here. Knight b2, you can't take, but you could just move the king for now. You get very careful about some tactics now with this knight. Yeah, so black comes over to defend his rook on c6. No, I quite like this move, knight d6. Wants to reroute it to f5 potentially. Okay, so it's just a question now whether white can sort of hold on, but it looks very difficult. Like I said, this knight just completely dominates the bishop, and yeah, black's going to break through now on the. Yeah, I mean, here it probably doesn't make much difference, but in general, if you're pawn down, sort of going to a pure pawn endgame generally makes the attacker's side easier, but I don't think it would have made any difference here because black's just going to sort of promote this pawn anyway. Yeah, it's quite a good game for a blitz game, that. So black, I think black played very well. Just sort of got positionally squeezed a bit there. So Ellis managed to win. Let's see what's happened here. So black's gone for the old queen bishop battery on h2. b6. So black's stopping the white knight from landing on c5, but at quite high cost because now the c6 the c6 pawn's very much weakened. But okay, so both sides have got very flat flat pawn structures with weaknesses. So whose will count? So it looks like this looks quite good now for white. I think knight f6 check wins, doesn't it? Yeah. That went downhill quite quickly for black. Too many weaknesses. Okay, so we're still in round 2. Under 8 starts. Round 3 starts in 10 seconds. Now round 3 is just started in the under 12s, and in fact in the under 18s. Yeah, looking like round 3 is going to underway, and we've got so it looks we've got 6 players in the under 8s, 100%, 6 in the under 12s, and just only 3 actually in the under 18s. That's sort of interesting. So Frankie's playing Queen and Dragon, so that's the sort of let's watch this game. Yeah, so Frankie's made some big strides the last 12 months. Well, both him and his brother, both amongst the strongest players now in their age groups. And Aaron, it seems, has been definitely making improvements in variance, that's for sure. He's got all of his ratings. At one point, he had all of his ratings above 2,000. He's just dipped on a couple now, Atomic and Anti-Chess. But yeah, not very easy to get all your ratings above 2,000. I might aim for that one day. Just gonna text Sarah for my brew order. Should we have coffee or tea? I'm going to request a tea. No, coffee please. Yeah, quite a few strong chess players swear by a cup of coffee after sort of a certain stage of the game. I think Kramnikov's used to have a coffee at the time control. Let's see how prompt the delivery service is in this house. Okay. Oh, there we go. Twitch delivery. So Queen and Dragon on quite a bit of time pressure. Well, not massive yet, but he's a good minute and 20 behind on the clock. Bishop c4 though would have been pretty strong. White's very short of time now, and I do like this bishop sat in the middle of the board. E4. So White's fighting with all of his might at the moment. Black's currently 2 pawns up. Oh wow, this black just sort of completely missed White's idea. Cheers. That's a big oversight from black. I think clock's gonna be important here. And black's not without counterplay. So this is I think White's giving away that pass pawn was a big problem. Well, again f3. I think black could have played for a win with king f4. Now it should probably be a draw. But yeah, only black can really win. White offers a draw, black declines the draw. Plenty of time for Queen and Dragon. Nothing's going to be disturbed about that. And now this time, black offers a draw and white declines. And yeah, black's definitely going the wrong way here. It should still be okay, but there's definitely some. Yeah, this actually might be actually probably is winning now for. That's just mate. Crazy turnaround. Yeah, this is for any mate, but if black plays king c8, then this pawn drops. Then probably white is winning. Our turning point came sort of around here, so black had sort of pinned the knight. Now after knight f5 check, I think. Obviously missed this idea, but took the knight. But yeah, black could still just take the rook on. Excuse me, let's just get back to that. Black could still take the rook on h8, here. And after knight h4, this looks like, well, certainly feels like it's probably very good winning chances for black extra pawn. But yeah, after pawn takes now, white's just the exchange up and should be winning, but very low on time. And yeah, sort of ended up losing this pawn. Yeah, anyway, very, very back and forward game. f3 here, I mean, if king g3, so how does white defend this? Yeah, I think after king g3 again, this is looking very bad for white. f3 sort of allows white to simplify and should be able to hold. So, okay, let's see where we're at. So next round starting now in a few seconds. Still 2 games left in the 12s, 1 game in the 8s. You're not qualified, Kenneth. You're not playing. No dangerous kid in the under 12s. We've got this is interesting. Well, so black's gonna, so we're gonna end up with 3 players on 100% in the 12s. We've got 3 100% is in the 8s, but just one clear leader after 3 rounds. A long way to go. Ninja Go Universe Scottish. They're still playing. White's refused to resign, but it's queen down. Wasn't to be. So what game should we follow now? Let's have a quick look at this game. This looks like a interesting game. So we've got a Smith-Morra gambit, or it looks like white's gone for an early knight d5. Yeah, white's obviously been reading Esserman's book Mayhem in the Morra, because he gave a lot of these lines. These are extremely dangerous positions for black. Even a piece up. Yeah, I mean, it looks like could be just completely busted already. Yeah, white takes the piece. I wondered if white even had something better here, like, I mean, lots of very tempting moves, like bishop g5, knight g5. I don't know, this doesn't feel right, because black can black's castle now. Still looks very precarious. Well, black's a pawn up, but white's obviously got tremendous development. Queen d6, so piling up on the e7 point. Yeah, I think black's probably going to lose like an exchange. That might be the best he can hope for. Try and come out this exchange down. White's just too active. Okay. Yeah, taking an f3 might be the best of a bad bunch. Right, so can white break through? Yeah, it's played very quickly, white, but I think this is quite a critical moment. So black can sort of unravel somehow. Giving back the extra pawn, for example, then, you know, white's yeah, I was going to say I just went quiet there because I think it's a critical moment here. I think black had to recapture with the knight. when still white's better, but if the rook takes, white's just got this typical trick. The f pawn's pinned with the bishop on b3 now. Extra piece should be decisive. So yeah, very powerful game from Wash Defender. Not been in the under 8s for a while. Let's check out our top board. We've got Dildarav versus BK George with a massive 2181 rating. I'm going to go from the start again. b3. It's the Nimzo Larsen opening. Okay, this is a slightly exotic play from white. A bit risky, I think, because sort of developing the queen side before developing the king side. Yeah, it's worked out okay for white. He's managed to get castled. This is just a pawn. Yeah, so white's just giving a pawn up. And yeah, black's very solid. Yes, black's a clear pawn up here. d4, very thematic. Opening up the long diagonal left, the bishop. b1, perhaps hinting at a discovered attack here, the bishop on b7. Yep, black spots that, just retreats the bishop back. Black would love to be able to play c4 here, but it's not so easy to get in yet. White's try and create some pressure on the centre, otherwise get steamrolled. King f2. Yeah, I don't like that. Sort of it'd be a good move in the end game, but I think with queens on the board, it's a bit optimistic. Okay. Ooh, big threat in the position now. White doesn't spot it. Bishop b5, and we've got deadly pin. Yeah, you can withdraw, but just can you? If you do, just make sure you click the withdraw button. That should be where the join button normally is. So if you just click that, it just means that you won't be paired in the next round. So no one's sort of sat there waiting for a game. Yeah, we did really well tonight. I only had sort of one player was missing, I think, in the under 8, so 71 out of 72 turned up, so that's pretty cool. So yeah, so BK George is on his way to 4 out of 4. Under 12s. Let's go back to Ninja Go and Kank. Can black break through? Interesting question. Yeah, he's gone for. I don't like this. I don't feel like this works. This is a bit. I think black rushed this a bit. Yeah, King d2 is a good move. Yeah, I'll take a quick look at this when the game finishes, but I think black had a much better way of going about things, and now only white can be better. Does anyone know? Anyone heard of or know Ravi Harrier in the chat? Ravi Harrier. It's the English international master. He must be in his 20s now, probably 21, 22. But he's currently playing in the World Cup, the FIDE World Cup. England's only representative this year, but he's through to round 2 after beating a very strong Grandmaster today, 2600 player. And he had a couple of very interesting rook end games in his match, which I learnt. Yeah, I've been learning quite a bit from actually, just looking at those. So White's 2 pawns up here, and yeah, I was going to say this is sort of what Ravi ended up doing. He's happy to give back his extra pawns because you only need one. It doesn't really matter how many pawns you've got; it's the quality. If you can get one, yeah, if you can get one through to the end, then it's going to be enough. So yeah, very good chances here for White. Let's see how he copes with the pressure against one of the top seeds. Oh, don't like the way Black's played this. Yeah, it's too late now, I think, for Black. The counterplay is too slow. That should be all they wrote. Very nice victory for White. Let's just go and take a look at a moment here when Black decided to sacrifice his pawn with b4. And Black's clearly better here, more active king, better pawn structure. This rook, yeah, this rook I think should come back to h8, and now ideas like b4 are much stronger because the rook can sort of swing, swing over. I mean, if we sort of compare the exact same line, the rook could come here with tempo, and this looks quite dangerous for White. And what happened in the game? We saw this position, king d2. If the black rook was already on h8, then rook a8 would be quite strong. But for example, rook a8 in this position, but the black rook's just sort of misplaced here. It can't swing over, and actually White's the one that's going to activate the rook very quickly. And around here, Black probably has to just... Yeah, Black wasted a couple of moves. He sort of moved the king in, and then realised it wasn't going to work, so he should have probably grabbed this pawn immediately. But I think it's all too slow. And even king c7 just wins, because White king's very close to the pawns. White's still got h-pawn left. But yeah, often in these races, sort of the defender, he knows he's going to have to give up the rook. So the best thing you can do is try and grab a couple of pawns and try and get your own pawns moving. But it was always going to be a bit slow there for Black. So that's a very big win for Ninjago, because, like I say, Kank is one of the top guys. So we're in round 5 already, actually. Actually, Kank's lost 2 games now. He lost to Ocean Chess Kid as well, so it's surprising. So yeah, our top game is going to be Ellis and Ninja Ghost, so I'll probably follow that. Let's just see. Under 8, so we've got one player on 4. It's BK George, who I sort of suggested. Yeah, Suggest was the sort of favourite at the start of the event. And under 18s, Queen Dragon won his round 4 game against Ducklings, so 4 out of 4 there. I'm going to follow the I'm going to follow this game for a few minutes. Let's see the opening. Queen's Gambit. Very popular after the Netflix programme. This is the exchange variation of the Queen's Gambit. Knight h5, so black knows her stuff. This is a sort of well-known sort of simplifying operation, trying to get those bishops off, and I'm not sure about g6 here. g6 is sometimes an idea in other positions, but it doesn't seem. Yeah, I like e4. Let's break open the position whilst black's playing strange moves like g6. Yeah, the position's moved on a little bit, but I think both sides missed after queen d2. Black could just take on h6 here, so white could just take the pawn on h6. So a bit of a rushed move there, and now black's in time to defend with king g7. So yeah, got a bit quiet in the chat. Say hello if you're still following, if there's any game you want me to follow, or you just want a quick game yourself. We can got time for a quick blitz. Yeah, I feel like black's definitely been under some pressure in this game, but might be. Well, still a few. Yeah, still quite a lot. Still quite a lot sort of going on here. Might just be very bad for. Might just be very bad for black. Yeah, it was an interesting sort of moment a few moves ago. Could white just take on g6 here with the knight? After the knight takes g6, f takes g6, rook takes e6, queen takes e6, rook takes e6, and then rook takes e6 with sort of equal material. But maybe black's fine, because I'm not sure the queen and bishop can coordinate enough to get anything going. Looks like there should have been something there, but maybe black's was just okay. Yeah, Ninja Go Universe got 5-1 score against Dallas, which is quite surprising. Maybe this is from some other variant. Oh, it looks like it's from some variant. Yeah, it's Racing Kings and anti-chess, because I think Ellis is quite a bit higher graded over the board. So, reached an endgame position. I'm just going to check in on under 18s. Queen Eating Dragons. I'm going to follow. Okay, I'll flip between the two, but I know these players, both these players, very well. Probably quite evenly matched, I would say. Queen Eating Dragon versus. Yeah, they played 17 times, 10-7 at the moment to Ed J. Yeah, black's managed to sort of reach this endgame, which is probably quite a good achievement, because I think the position was quite dodgy earlier. Now it's yeah, obviously fairly. Probably white's still a bit better. The king's a bit more active, so you know white's Oh, it's probably still pressing a little bit here. Typical IQP position here. Let's just have a look at the opening, see how this arises. So it was a exchange Caro, well, straight to a Panov. So actually Queen Eating Dragon plays the Caro himself, so but yeah, I think you're supposed to sort of meet G6 with stuff like Queen B3. Put pressure on the centre immediately. I think just normal development for white in these lines normally isn't that challenging for black. Yeah, it's very tense sort of IQP position. 1 out of 5, 2 shot. Well, still 6 games left. It's a tough tournament. Keep going. Yeah, it does happen in Blitz. Well, happens in any form of chess, but particularly Blitz. If you can play a Blitz game without blundering, you've probably got a pretty good chance of winning it. What's going on here? Can white take on A6? It's gonna find out. Guess black can take on D4 though, right? And this knight's now a bit exposed. Very long time now, white. The knight has to retreat. Queen E2, so protect the knight this way. That was sensible. Yeah, that's a better move. Ooh. Okay. 3 seconds for white. This is very short time. Yeah, white wants to exchange some bits off. There's B2 hanging. B2's been hanging for a few moves. Yeah, Rook F8's a funny move, I think. I just wants to. Oh, this is interesting. Pushing this pawn. Yeah, I quite like this. Okay, so black's. Oh, okay. Queen G5, that was. It's out of nowhere. Oh, tough position to play in time trouble this. Does this work? I don't feel like this works. Let's see. 5. Oh, Queen C1 check, that's the killer. Get those queens off. And now, well, still some work to do here. Opposite colour bishops. It's not a sort of automatic. We shouldn't have swapped. Yeah, no, I shouldn't have swapped those pieces off. I think that was a big mistake from white. Anything better than just playing to get better? Well, just same old advice really. It's read some good books, practice tactics, make sure you analyse your games afterwards with either with the engine or with another player, and just try and do as much chess as possible. So Queen Eating Dragon goes down. last, so that's shaking things up quite a bit. Top. A few players now on 4. So still in round 5 here. This game ended in a draw in the end, which, yeah, still quite interesting final position. It was a well-fought game. And yeah, we're underway already in round 6 then for the under 12s. Under 8s, just a few seconds. To go. We've got BK George now on 5 out of 5. And I guess he's starting to, he's sort of starting to take down all of his sort of nearest rivals. So yeah, if he's sort of beating the top players at the halfway stage, then we'll start getting some down floats, and it'll be very difficult. I think very difficult to stop him. Could be seeing a big score here from BK. Okay, let's what have we got here? Exchange French. Oh yeah, this is quite a topical line. Blacks played that pretty well. Yeah, Blacks played that pretty well. He's got quite a nice position already. That's got Frankie, and this will be a good game. Ed and Frankie there in the under 18s. That's a good move. This is just busted for white already. Problem for white is Queen G4, Queen F2 check, King H1, and then Rook takes E1, just wins. But how do you defend F2? Attacked 3 times, and the Queen's also attacked. Yeah, white's going to get 2 rooks for the Queen. The problem is that's King F7. The Rook and the Pawn still attack. So yeah, Rook E2 looks forced, and now sort of assume this was very good for black, but choices now could take the bishop or the knight, or even Queen H4. Queen H4, probably Knight F3. Still the bishop. I've got to take with the knight. I'm not really sure how you follow up now. No, I think white's still in the game here. Let's see how this one went. So, French, this seems to be Frankie's speciality there. This is called Guimard, variation of the French. Looks a bit funny, the knight on c6, because it's blocking the normal sort of break with c5. This looks a little bit wet somehow from white. I don't really like this. Bit more, looks a bit like an exchange French now. Fairly pretty equal position, to be honest with you. Yep. Yeah, white's touch better. Knight's quite nicely placed here. Black can't. Doesn't look like he can kick it immediately with f6 because this pawn's hanging. We'll flip between these two games. So bishop f2 check, king h1, queen h6, threatening queen h2 mate, knight f3, bishop e3, possibly with ideas of knight f2 check. Now rook f1 comes, and as I said, I'm not. Might be that white's sort of just about hanging in. Okay. Oh, this is interesting. Yeah, this is a good spot because black's got queen c1 check at the end. Oh, so both, yeah, nice, good, very sharp here. So we both plays spotted that if queen takes b2, white's tactic bishop g6 check with a discovered attack on the queen. So black moves the king. But yeah, white's actually now up materials, got a rook and 2 pieces for the queen. Queen's quite a tricky piece to handle though, so it's, yeah, I think sort of, yeah, very much in the balance this game. I think I guess white should be a bit better. Game request, let's have a quick look. And this is, we won a game, it's good. It's Roxolana in the Scandinavian defence of queen d6. Right, just don't take on d4, that's the only, because of this old chestnut. Queen g2. White must have missed that move. Okay, so black's grabbed, snap hold a couple of pawns. Does white have any comp? Doesn't really look like it. Yeah, I wouldn't even allowed him to double my pawns there. I think maybe queen d5 would have done the trick just fine. But okay, even with these double pawns, these extra sort of kingside pawns should be the main factor. Rook b5, nice way to activate the rook. Not sure about some of this. Maybe it's okay. Could white just play f4 now and then king e3. I suppose you've got f6 with this pin. Yeah, as I've said a few times, it's, and white played this very quick, but it's often the sort of, if you put your material down, then you really don't want to head for a king and pawn endgame because these are quite easy to win for the side of the extra pawn. Yeah, and well, I can win in lots of ways, including that one. Well done. It's, white's dropped the piece somewhere. Let's drop this bishop. Well, it's very hard to handle the queen actually. Play against the queen in Blitz. Rook c1, queen b2 wins material. Oh, they're dropping the. I think already dropping this. This pawn wasn't ideal. Yeah, not so easy for white to coordinate his pieces. He needs to try and attack with these extra pieces. Let's just catch the end. Okay. Oh, that went down to 0.7 seconds there. That's nicely done. checkmate. Well done. Big win there. Ninja go, and yeah, still tied with Ellis on 5.5. Round 7 starting in 45 seconds. Frankie won that one. How did that go? So I thought the position was fairly equal around here. Maybe White's even a touch better. Ooh, knight d7. Oh wow, so basically Black just fell for this tactic and then White's an exchange up. But yeah, knights are pretty tricky in Blitz, so yeah, not over yet. But yeah, I think, how did Black manage to get back into this? So we're just going to have some, okay. Yeah, I can sort of see, and this knight's very, very stable, and it's not so easy yet to use the rook. It can be a little bit annoying basically if with White here, where you can't quite sort of finish it off easily, and your king's exposed, and now suddenly it looks a bit, well, it looks very tricky all of a sudden. Black's pieces are all sort of swarming in, maybe even forced mate here. This is just forced mate, isn't it? King b3, queen b1, yeah, but nothing to be done there. Yeah, it's sort of, I guess maybe b takes a4 is unnecessary. I guess Black was looking for a3 check, but yes, it's sort of, it's very, very sort of nice structure on the king side here for Black, because this knight can't be disturbed very easily at all. So yeah, Black did pretty well to, yeah, complicate things. So what does this mean? So Frankie's now sole leader with a 5 out of 6. One game going on still here. Looks like Black's going to win that one. We've got Ellis and Ninja go. Again, they've sort of got to this situation, as I mentioned at the start, where the sort of top seeds have maybe sort of played each other now and start to sort of get down floats. So Ninja go's playing the red dragon, who's on 4, and Ellis is playing. Ellis is playing Kank. So that's a tough. Yeah, quite a tough pairing. The rates. So BK George 6 out of 6 now. This is sort of potentially running away with things there. I'm just going to take a quick. I'm just going to take a quick break and be back in a.
Hi everyone. I'm just looking at the chat. Yeah, GM Feinberg. No, we don't have any title players taking part, but we've got some really strong juniors that potentially will get their titles soon. Shreyas has taken part in the competition. Last time it was over the board, and he came second, and he's now become a FIDE master a couple of days ago. So, where are we? Under 8s. BK George, wow, he's walking away with it. 6 wins there. So there's 11 rounds, so it's all about perseverance. You could be doing really well and then things can go wrong. And often when players lose one game, they'll lose the next and the next. So you've got to be tough and strong in this and keep going. Under 12s. So we've got battle between Ninja Go Universe and Ellis Dyson there. Any games you want me to go through, just put the links in the chat. I think I'll follow the top boards, and Frankie is winning the under 18s after that game against Ed, and he's now playing against Duckling, so let's tune into that. Just going to close the door. Put my baby to bed so I don't want her to wake up. Okay, so what's going on here? So like Alex, it's a live game and they might be tuned into the stream, so I'm not going to say too much, but we can talk a little bit about the game. So it looks like Frankie's beaten him 3 times in the past, and Duckling 234's only got half a point, so it's going to be tough. What's going on here? F4. Okay, so I assume he's trying to open up the pressure on F2 and shut this bishop out of the game. So it's an interesting idea. Yeah, I'm not sure whether I would have played it, but it's an interesting idea. I mean, Black's got a lot of play now. Oh, I think it's good actually. I've changed my mind. So Knight E5, just to shut out the rook, and that looks good to me. Oh, this is interesting. But I love Blitz because you're suddenly doing well and then the next minute you're not. So it all gets exciting when you get into the time pressure zone. So F6, and the knights have come off. So White's still got to be careful about any discoveries against the queen. So how will White tackle that? I think I know what I'd play. And okay, he decided to get rid of the knight. I'd have probably moved my queen to C2. Okay, so now, well, White's got an extra pawn, but Black's got a lot of play and control of the E file. And in chess, it's all about counterplay. So here I'm beginning to quite like Black's position. This bishop is shut out of the game. This bishop is very powerfully putting pressure on F2. So that looks good. I'll come back to that one in a moment. Ellis Dyson's won again, so 6.5 points, which is fantastic. Anyone from England Elite Juniors team come first in the bullet career? Yeah, there's lots of strong players taking part here tonight. It was tough to qualify for the finals, so anyone that's got this far has done very well. So here we've got the Red Dragon against Ninja Go Universe. So Ninja Go Universe needs to win to be joint with Ellis. And like I say, it's getting to the exciting stage because both players are pretty short on time. Now, Black's pawn is really causing White some issues here. So I mean, White's going to need a miracle to win this game. But miracles do happen in Blitz. They really do. So you should just never give up in Blitz and just keep going. And I think White could comfortably draw this, but it was its opposite bishops and just hold off from allowing Black through. Oh dear, I saw a blunder there, but it wasn't exploited. This pawn could have been captured on b4, but this is Blitz for you. Blunders happen all the time. Okay, let's go back to Frankie against Duckling. What's going on here? So Black managed to get the rook down to the back rank, and what happened to Black's bishop? Didn't Black have a bishop a few moves ago? Okay, decided to take here, and then okay, he didn't realise rook f1, so he's just blundered a piece. So White's comfortably better now in that game. Let's follow this game. Look at the time pressure. This bishop is now attacking this pawn and the rook. So it's not an opposite colour bishop endgame anymore. But Black's got the b pawn and c pawn, which I was expecting to try and get g5 break in rather than h5. black's pawns are just rolling. I mean, black is completely winning, I believe. Yeah, you might have a rook for a bishop, but these pawns are so powerful. Oh dear. Time out as well. Yeah, game over. That was a very good game. I enjoyed watching that. Let's go back to the under 12. So that means that Ellis is on 6.5 out of 7, and nobody can catch her. With only one game left to go in round number 7 of the under 12s. So let me check back in on this game. Black resigned. Yeah, black. I think black was a little bit silly, forgetting that the bishop. I guess he didn't realise that this rook was attacked, so it's a nice little tactic. And these tactics occur all the time in Blitz, and there's no going back. So after king h1, I guess black should have just retreated the bishop, maybe to c5, and that would probably begin to look like a very interesting position because black's got control of the second rank. Okay, let's go back to the standings there. So Frankie's now on 6 points, and Addy is behind on 5. Queen Eating Dragon 4.5 hours. So after 4 hour 4 start, it's gone a little bit wrong for Queen Eating Dragon, but I'm sure he'll fight back. Who did he play in the last round? Who played Addy? So that must have been an interesting match. Have a quick look at the end. Oof, that looks a bit nasty. Okay, 3 seconds to go in the under 12 Blitz final. And who's Ellis playing now? He's playing the Red Dragon. Now, fantastic to have a female player win the whole thing. So I'm definitely cheering on Ellis there. Quite an interesting. Don't worry if you lost chess life. And remember, you've qualified, and that's a big achievement anyway. It's not easy at all. An interesting English. Okay, I can have a look at that quickly. This game is not in progress, so I can say what I want about it. Under 18 finals. Lots of players playing the English at the moment. Good, you didn't get the bishop trapped. Excellent. I'm not sure if I like the bishop going to b2. Doesn't look like it just looks a bit stuck now. Sorry, it's blocked in by its own pawns. So at some point I'd be thinking about rerouting it back round into the game. White was a bit quick to swap rooks off there. I guess white should just take the rook now, right? But again, it's Blitz, so these things happen. Takes f3. Oh dear. Sneaky little checkmate there at the end. Okay, thanks for sharing that game with me. I've got one here as well in the under 12 finals. I have a Scandinavian. Okay, so white's now got pressure against the black king, which is always good, especially in Blitz. So need to get some pieces round to attack. What's this about? That is a pawn, I suppose. But black gets enough for it. Losing to bring this rook into the game, it's not moved yet. Always remember to bring all your pieces into the game. Both players are very short of time at this stage. Oh, we have a king and pawn endgame. Black's got an extra pawn. So black should be playing for a win. But I'm looking at the result and white wins this game, so I'm shocked actually. Let's see how that happened. Already black's gone wrong. I mean, he's not going to get a passed pawn here, so you might as well keep the spare tempo. Here I'd be considering e4. I'm not saying it's a good move, it's king d4, but definitely something to consider. As soon as you play c5, you need to watch out for getting the king to b5. So, I don't know, is this position? Yeah, because white played a really good move e4 here. And then black's kind of run out of moves. That's why I was trying to play e4 myself, actually, with black. Now, we can't do anything, and that's pretty frustrating. These king and pawn endgames are pretty tough. Okay, thanks for sharing that with me. Let's go back to the competition. So under 18s, round number 8 is about to start in 48 seconds, sorry. So let's stand by for that. See who's playing who. Remember, it's all about perseverance. There's 11 rounds, so you can't think, oh, I'm doing great, I'm on 6 out of 6, because then suddenly you can just lose loads in a row. And I know how that feels, that's happened to me before. You just got to keep going and put the errors and blunders of the game behind you and carry on for the next match. That's my advice in Blitz. Under 8s, oh wow, BK George is on 100%. So if he can get 100%, that'll be fantastic, especially since the 11 games. It's very unusual to get 100% in 11 rounds. So they're underway in round number 8. So let's have a look at BK George. Oh, that rook's well placed. He's got control of the e-file. But looking at the score here, he has lost to this player in the past a few times. So it's pretty tough game for both of them. Superfluous knights where they both want to be on the same square. But that does cut this rook out of the action. Is there a way to join next year? Yeah, please do join the UK Chess Challenge next year. So we're doing the finals this year at Blenheim Palace, which is very exciting. So all the preliminary stages. Whoa, what happened there? Can't we just take that? Giving white control. I didn't like that move. So we've got the finals at Blenheim Palace in October, and then the next season will start around about the end of the year or early next year. So it'll be great to have more players. We got to candidate master in terms of numbers, 2,200 players this year, which was pretty good for online. When it was over the board, we used to have 6,000-7,000 in the mega finals, and the school stage we have 40,000. So hopefully with schools going back, we'll be able to get back to the numbers we had pre-pandemic. 2,600 player. I guess you have to fit the criteria. You have to be under 18, and from the UK. Okay, what's going on here then? So. Ooh, I don't like knight g4. It looks a bit ugly on that square to me. I guess he was worried about f6 happening, but I don't like it there. You've always got to think where it's going next, maybe back to e3. White seems to be going on the defensive. Often people do this when they're playing strong players. They start to get scared, so they start to play a bit passively. So we're following BK George, who's on 100%. Wilson School have chess scholarships, oh that's true. I went to Millfield School on a chess scholarship all those years ago. It was a fantastic experience. I had chess training from Grandmaster Matthew Turner, and I think Yateley Manor have chess scholarships as well. So there's very few schools in the UK that have chess scholarships. I'm not even sure if Millfield have them anymore. It was a Nigel Short chess scholarship, as he reminded me when he came to talk to the ECF Academy. Which was great. He gave a talk to England's top players, which was fantastic. Dulwich College, okay, brilliant. Oh, that's where you go. Oh, that's nice to hear. Yeah, some great chess schools in the UK, so you're doing your school proud. Okay, let's check out the other sections then. So who's Frankie playing? So he's a point ahead, and he's playing washed defender. Frankie's black. Seems to have some attacking ideas over on the king side. F4. So that knight needs to make a decision. Does it go to g4 or does it retreat backwards? Or are there any tactics? I think I know what I play. Let's wait and see what Frankie decides to play. Yeah, we've got a school system this year. We've got a leaderboard for different schools. Yeah, I was thinking knight g4. You've got to come forwards. No point going backwards. Yeah, the leaderboard's going really well. It's been very, very popular. So at your school, you can encourage more players to take part and then get more points for the school. And there will be prizes for the top schools in the UK Chess Challenge. So even if your friend plays and only gets 1 or 2 points, they're still contributing, which is great. We just want to encourage lots of players to play chess. Okay, what's going on here? So White's trying to be a bit sneaky, just opening up ideas of Queen h7 if Black decides to move the Queen out of the way. Now I've got the Bishop out to e3. Some positions I quite like keeping the Bishop on c1, but I suppose with the Rook trapped on a1, you don't want to do that. He might be considering Rook e1, but you've got to be careful because there's the Queen attacking it and the Rook on e8. Ah, that's a nice move. I like that move. c4. So Rook e3. And now we just lost his Queen. Oh no. Oops. Got a bit excited there and just took the Rook. I guess apart from the Queen, nothing else is threatened, so should have just retreated. And the game goes on. May lose the f-pawn, but we're still putting pressure on d5. That's a bit careless, but I suppose in Blitz you can't really criticise. Okay, it looks like Frankie's on track to win that one. Under 12s. So Ellis is just, so she's unbeaten, fantastic. Like I said, it'd be great to see a girl win the event. So, let's see. She drew with the red dragon. Let's just check the end out. Another king and pawn endgame. So yeah, it does look pretty drawn. There's no pawn breaks possible. And after a4, I think they just agreed to draw, which seems a fair result. Moonmaker is making his comeback, a very strong player. When the academy was over the board, he used to do very, very well at our Blitz events. Very strong player. I don't think his rating reflects his level of chess. Lots of people don't play as much on here for rated games, so sometimes their ratings are not reflective of their ability. Yeah, it'd be great if Alice wins. She's unbeaten so far. Moonmaker goes to your school, yeah. Moonmaker won the UK Chess Challenge. Let me think what age group it was. He beat Shreyas Royal in the last round a couple of years ago. It must have been the under 10s. Yeah, he beat Shreyas, so very, very good player. I always forget the age of these players because they come on so quickly. Okay, so yeah, let's see. So 6 seconds until the next round in the under 12s. Let's see, let's check back in on this. A draw, gosh. I thought BK, George, hang on. Where did I get to on this? I thought he was winning, wasn't he? Or was I getting confused with another game? Oh yeah, he won the Queen, didn't he? Oh no, different game. Excuse me for saying the wrong thing there. So, these Queen end games, even if you're a couple of pawns up, they're quite hard to win. But Advat had him on the ropes here. But I guess he's fallen for a perpetual check. Oh, why is he not played on? I know that there's potential to get perpetual check, but no, you got to play these positions on. I'd probably go with Queen h4 and try and get this pawn rolling. That's disappointing that they agreed to draw. Although, to be fair, he was short on time. Okay, where's the under 18s? Oh, I closed that one down. Here we are. So Frankie is 1.5 points ahead, which is a nice position to be in. We've only got a few games left now, but he still needs to keep going because there's lots to play for. Queen Eating Dragon is still playing. take a draw or try and win. They've got no time on the clock, so accidents happen at this stage. I thought he was going to do that. I know what he's going to play next. He's sneaky, this dragon. White queens with check, that's the problem. So black was threatening rook h1 mate. That's not mate now because I've got rook e1. We won! Oh my gosh. Wow, I told you that dragon was sneaky. So after rook a2, the threat is checkmate here. Not here because the rook can block, so we need to find a way of stopping that. And I guess rook c3 would have done the job, but again, they've got no time on the clock and it's pretty tricky. It's amazing that white doesn't have any checks with the queen. Oh, that was a bit nasty. Queen eating dragon. He just won our Blitz and variant event. He's fantastic at every area of chess, including the variants. So he's fighting his way back. He's now in second place. So 3 players have got 5.5. Somebody needs to try and beat Frankie if they want to catch him, but I think Frankie's already played the top players. I don't know for sure, so we'll find out the pairings in a moment. Yeah, QED, well done. that looked a little bit ropey. So who's playing now? Okay, so Frankie's playing Emily, one of our strong female players. Alban Clymer. So that's the thing in Swiss, is when you get down to the last round, most players have already played each other, so you play someone a bit lower down. Okay, so let's check out that game, and I'm going to flick to another section. So the under 12s, Ellis's game is still underway. Moonmaker's won again, so he's really trying to catch Ellis. I think he must have lost to Ellis earlier actually in that game. Stambad against Ellis. This will be an interesting match. Queen f2. Blunder already. Oof. This is a crazy position. Look, both sides have got like amazing bishops and queens putting pressure. Ooh, white to play. Some interesting moves here. Yeah, I like that one actually. That's a good move. White's kind of turned the tables a bit to put pressure on black. Yeah, I think I like white's position now, but it's early days. Lots can happen. Oh, black's gone for a queen trade, sensing the danger. What will white do? I think white would be silly not to trade. Oh, okay. White didn't want to trade. Now black's got pressure on g2. Guess white would be thinking about maybe bringing a rook round. I'd be thinking about, sorry I didn't mean to put it there, I'd be thinking about something like this now. Queen g4, okay. Shame we don't have a knight, because knights are excellent in these positions. Okay, we'll come back to that one. Under 8, so we are on to round BK George drew, as we saw. So 10 games going on in the 9th round. Bud Harness against BK George. She's a very strong player, improving rapidly. She won the under 8 Giga final section. Oh no, sorry, under 7 I think. Under 8, I can't remember off the top of my head, but she's getting a very nice trophy to mark her success in the Giga finals, and then she'll be hoping to qualify for Blenheim Palace at the Tower finals. I like how well this knight is placed, and this pawn is in a bit of a mess, so I quite like the structure white's got into here. Just needs to bring this into the game. Next, back to Ellis against Stambad. What's gone on here? So it appears that black has an extra pawn, but still a very complicated position. White is really going for it. Probably going to go queen g7, I was expecting that. Yeah, so white doesn't want to swap off queens because white's a pawn down. White's going for the attack. But I'm not so sure there is an attack anymore. We would have needed like a knight on e5 to do some sacrifices. Black seems to be fairly solid. I mean, I'm sure white's considering moves like rook f7, but at the moment they don't seem to be working. Yeah, if you paused, you can still go back into the tournament. It's the same password. Whoa. Oh, I think something's gone wrong for black now. And white is going to win. Yeah. Right, well played, stand bad. That was nice. Let's just see the end of that. So it was looking fairly solid, and then white managed to get a nice sacrifice in here. And the king was stuck. So that means that Ellis is no longer in first place. Actually, they're joint, so because Moonmaker's won again, so he's on 7, and Ellis is on 7, so joint first. And we've got a few rounds left to go, so it does get exciting now. Stambad won that one, but he's still only on 6. So if he wins a few more, he might be able to catch them. And that's the thing; it gets so exciting at this stage. Let's go back to this game. Oh, I thought Bodhana was doing well, but something must have gone wrong there. Okay, that looks like it's going to finish soon. Oh, BK George is just walking away with it. Just saying yes. I think it's fine. I don't know for sure, but I'm sure Alex will answer that. Maybe you can't in a Swiss if you press pause, because with George, I'm not entirely sure. Oh, okay, then I guess it doesn't work then. Alex might be on the chat, I'll be able to tell you, but that's a bit disappointing. Okay. 32 seconds in the under 12s to the next round. And under 18s. And Frankie won again. So let's have a look at the standings. So Frankie's on 8 points. Whoa, he's got a 2-point lead now. So looking very promising for him to win the competition, because this is round 9. So only lost one game. Who was that against? It was against the Queen Eating Dragon. Oh yeah, I remember Alex commentating on that game. He was doing well and then it went wrong. So looks like Frankie's going to be winning the under 18s, unless he can be beaten in the last 2 rounds. And Duckling and Addy win both those matches. They can be joint first. Nice position to be in. QED against Imogen, which is Alice's sister. And what's going on here? Okay, white seems to have complete control. This passed pawn is very powerful. Yeah, these positions are quite good. You just need to... This is my... Okay, I would have gone knight c5, but he's probably just going for the a pawn. Oh no, he's not. He's going for getting a queen. Or maybe he doesn't know what he's going for. He's gone back. Yeah, he's going for the a pawn now. No, Imogen is Ellis's sister. Both very strong players from Coventry Chess Academy. Looks like the dragon is on his way to victory again. Dragon doesn't give up. Okay, under 12s, 11 games remaining in round 10 of 11, so the penultimate round now. Oh, so Ninja Go Universe has overtaken Ellis now. This is the thing, it's such a test of perseverance, you just got to keep going. Next year, the information will all be on the website, so just go onto the UK Chess Challenge website and you'll be able to join just as long as you're under 18 and from the UK, and it'd be great to have you in the competition. Right, Black resigned here, so let's look at the standings now. Oh, it's getting pretty close. So Ninja Go Universe has lost that game, so if Moonmaker and Ellis win, then they'll be on 8 points and they'll go into first place. So Ellis lost that last one. She's now playing against Red Striding Moose, and Moonmaker is playing against Kank 3111. And remember that you guys will be getting tired now. You've been playing a lot of games. It's getting late at night, so blunders happen. So just keep going and don't give up in your games. Oh, that's interesting, yeah. No, QED, we were talking about Imogen Grace being Ellis's sister, and I think there's a bit of confusion there, that's why. Probably like thought of that. Okay, cool. So, yeah, nice game, QED, to win that, and looks like you're in a nice position now, but still a long way to catch Frankie and not much time. He's only lost one and it was against you. And he's played most of the top players now. So QAZ's moved up to second place in the under 18s. Let's have a look at the under 8s. So they're on to round 10 of 11 with 10 games remaining. BK George is 2 points ahead. Your game against QZ was a nightmare. Yeah, so Ken, if you're not playing then tonight, I assume you qualified? That's what happens in Blitz. That's what happens in Blitz. But yeah, I remember I was watching it downstairs. Alex was commentating on it. And then QED had another game where his opponent had got a queen, and then he had 2 rooks on the 7th and chucked them into checkmate. Always good fun to watch. Ooh, so who's hoping to get into the Blenheim Palace finals? I'm very excited about that event. It's going to be tough to get into. But I'm hoping to see some of you there. It's been a while since I've seen you guys. It's been like about 2 years since we had over the board chess in the UK Chess Challenge. QED, I think you know me well enough. Do you think I'm going to have a bullet terror final? Maybe we can have a fun event on, but I guess over the board bullet would be crazy. I remember when Alex and I went to the 2016 World Championship match in New York, and we were watching some strong GMs. We actually were in the VIP lounge for one day, and we were watching some top GMs playing 1 minute chess, and they were just amazingly good at it, and they're playing it with pieces. Like, I think it must be really hard because, like, obviously you can't knock over the pieces, but they were really pretty good at it. Only top 4 that go into terrors. So yeah, check the rules because it's a little bit complicated, but just got to get into the online terror finals, then we'll go through all the rules. But yeah, it's going to be tough to qualify. Only the very best will get through. It's going to be a fun event. I'm looking forward to doing the final bits of planning tomorrow with Blenheim. I've got a Zoom call in the morning. Okay, so 5 games left in the under 8s, and it looks like BK George is going to win the whole thing. 2 points ahead. How's he doing in this game? I think it's just a rook up, so looks pretty good to me. Under 12s. So Moonmaker and Ellis need to win to get into first place. So let's see how they're doing. Moonmaker is black here, I believe. So this pawn is running away with it. White needs to, I guess, bring the king back. Oh. Okay, that's another way of defending, because it can go check and knight c2. No, that's great. You've qualified already, Kenneth. Yeah, I think I watched it. That was good. So you just need to qualify from the online Terra Final to the Blenheim Palace Terra Final. Should be great if you qualify, because I believe you live in Oxford anyway, so it'll just be up the road for you. You'll be in your home ground. Yeah, but the under 12 section this year is extremely strong. Some amazingly good players coming through. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun to watch. Oh, what's going on here? This pawn is looking to become a queen. So it looks like Moonmaker's going to win that game, which will put Dennis into first place. Wow, okay, excellent. And then Ellis, how's she doing? As long as you can withstand the attack, a D pawn looks extremely strong. But with only 20 seconds on the clock, anything can happen. Now it's almost like White's got all the attack now, because Black doesn't have any checks. So this is looking like White's got some good chances. Yeah, exactly. I wasn't going to say it, but that was jumping out at me. So that means that Ellis and Moonmaker are now in first place with 8 points. And one game going, and then we go into round 11, the final round of the competition. Under 18s, we have 8 games going. Frankie is half a point ahead, but he's still playing. QED's already won his game. So it's kind of like Frankie's got a game in hand. But look at QED, look, 3 wins in a row. That's good resilience. He's showing how good he is. Fights back, even if he loses a game. Okay, so, in fact, that must have been a really quick game. Let's just check that one out. Seems to be finished like... I suppose Kasparov did manage to lose in 7 moves the other day. Did anyone see that? So, and that was even, he had a bit more time in his game than this, I think. QED, so what's gone wrong here for White? No, a piece. It's a bit strange. Was it pre-move or something? Oh, maybe he thought it was checkmate. Queen G2 can't be stopped, so after King D8 just resigned because he can't stop the checkmate threat. So what's that? Just is this theory or is that sneaky? Let me just check there. I don't think it's theory. It's just so G5. Trying to remove the knight from defending, and then that is simple as it's just winning. Wow! Oh, high thought power. Nice to see you. We're just talking about qualification for the Terra Finals. So, if Frankie were to lose, then QED would have a chance of getting into first place. But Frankie doesn't lose many. He only lost 1, and it was against QED. Okay, we have 12 games going in the under 12s. Moonmaker was the final round, so Moonmaker is in first place and so is Ellis. So if they both win, they'll be joint first. Under 8s, BK George is just winning everything. I think he's only drawn one game in this whole competition, which is pretty fantastic given it's a 11 round event. A fantastic player. 9.5, wow. So if he can finish with 10.5, that'll be extremely impressive. Under 12s, yeah, and then under 18. Oof, so I'll just put a game on here. Just put the top board and the under 18s on for you guys to look at. It's nice to have Fork Power join us. I haven't really been following the Blitz that much. Alex has been managing it, so have you been playing in it, Fork Power, or you don't like Blitz and decided not to play? When these events are finished, I'll have dinner. It's been a long day. Bishop d5, so the idea, I guess, is... Wait, whoa, there goes a queen. Whoa. I was trying to work out why. No, that's just winning for the bishop. So that looks like Frankie's going to win. And that would secure him winning the whole competition. Not bad to get 10 out of 11. Just looking at chat. King h1 was a mouse slip, but probably a draw anyway. Let's have a look at that game of Ed's then. Just look at the end where I said King h1 was a mouse slip. I mean, I know these queen end games are very drawish, but I wouldn't assume they're drawn. I mean, there's lots of play you can get from these positions. Maybe start with King f2. White is definitely better. They're not easy to win, but white's definitely better. Who is your brother? Yeah, reveal your brother. Yeah, he was doing well. We were talking about him in the under 8 section before, I believe. Okay, so we started at, 6 o'clock? So we've almost been going for 2 hours. And the live stream's been running for 2 hours and 16 minutes. But we are almost at the end now. So pressure on if you're in the lead and you're trying to secure that final point. I'm assuming you guys are very tired now. You've been playing lots of chess. So it looks like Frankie's about to secure his 10 out of 11 tournament victory. A fantastic result. Having a drink of water. So under 12s, Dennis and Ellis are battling for first. Will they both get joint first? Will one of them win on their own? Or will they both mess up their last match? So Dennis is black here. And I think this deep one's dropping. Can't see any counterplay for white actually there. Once that drops, this will probably drop. So it does look like a nice position, and then these 2 pawns will be able to win the end game. Just looking at the chat. When I look that way, I'm just looking at the other screen, which has the chat open. Okay, so what's happened here? So rook d8, yeah. White doesn't know what to do. Nothing will be jumping out of me here for white either. Okay, looks like he's doing well there. And Ellis. is black. Still quite a lot of life in that game, so we'll come back to that soon. And is BK George going to finish on 10.5 out of 11? Ooh, he is playing black in this game. Ooh, and it doesn't look like it. Unless I'm half asleep. White's got a lot of extra pieces. Ooh, so that'll be an amazing result for Rainbow Riding Jules if he can secure victory. And it is looking pretty good for White. I was thinking that if we got 10.5 out of 11, that would be truly fantastic. But it's so hard to achieve. He's already won the tournament by a long way. White was trying to get checkmate, but Black stopped it. So Black's being resilient, and this is what's good. You know, White players are so good. They're resilient. They don't get upset when they're losing. They keep fighting. They keep throwing things at their opponent. Or not physically. Pieces and good moves. And they try and create counterplay. Although here it does seem pretty under control by White. So as long as he can cope with the time pressure, he should be able to secure a victory, which would be amazing because BK George is unbeaten in this tournament and is on a very high score. So even though Black got given some material back, he was so much behind that it didn't really matter. So now it's over really for Black. I'd be looking to just give some material back and make it an easy ride. Yeah, that's what he's done. Very well played. I'd drop the bishop back here now. Oh, he did the other direction. Same thing. Take that pawn, get a queen, and game is over. So under 18, 10 games going in the last round. Ooh, the time pressure here. When it gets in the red zone, it always gets a bit scary. Just securing the B1 square. It's like, oh, White resigned because Ellis was going to win a piece. And then the pawn would soon after. So that's fantastic performance by Ellis, 9 out of 11. So that means we've had a female winning the competition, very well done. If Moonmaker wins, Moonmaker will also be joint first. Otherwise Ellis will win the whole thing on her own. So very well done to Ellis. In the under 12s. And then under 18s, Frankie is on 9, and how is he getting on? We have a rook endgame. Rook endgames are the most common endgames because your rooks start in the corner, so it takes them a long time to get into the game. So I feel like Black's better in this position, but especially after that move. But it was tricky for White. I was expecting rook a4. I wasn't expecting rook c1. Come back to that game shortly. So, oh yeah, so Dennis did win. So Ellis and Moonmaker are 9 out of 11. Very well done to both of them. Fantastic score. And here, BK George lost his last round. Given it's an under 8 final, I'm sure their players will be very exhausted after so many matches. But wow, 9.5 out of 11, that's very, very good, so well done. Anyone that managed to get into this finals has done extremely well. It's nice to see Aaron Lynn there, well done, local boy from Manchester Grammar School. And lots of players I know here, so it's lovely to see you all taking part. One game going in the under 12 final. plus 8.5 since last year. I haven't been managing the Blitz this year, so if you've got any questions, message Raoul Rules and he'll be able to help you. So well done, Ellis and Moonmaker joint first, and then Ninja Go University in third.
Alice won tiebreak.
Ellis won on tiebreak. Alex has just let me know. What's the tiebreak, Alex? Just let me know.
That's just the lead chess tiebreaker.
Oh, it's the lead chess tiebreak, so Ellis is first. So congratulations to Ellis. It's lovely to have a girl winning the competition. Yeah, so it's based on the lead chess tiebreaks, so very well done. Amazing performance. So well done, and that's the under 12s finished. Under 8s, BK George won, so congratulations, and then we'll wait till the under 18s is finished, and then I will sign off for the evening. But thanks everyone for watching or taking part. Hope you've enjoyed it. We'll get the prizes out to you guys probably early next week, and there are some money prizes and some medals and lots of different things to be won, so well done. Hope you've enjoyed the event. Just waiting on 3 games in the under 18s. Yeah, no worries. Thanks, Mega Sunshine. Have you been taking part in the Blitz or have you just been watching? Sometimes I find it hard to remember everyone's names and lead chess names. And 2500 performance. Ooh, that's pretty good, Frankie. Well done. And it's funny because there were some messages downstairs that were written from my account because Alex was downstairs when we switched, and I just wrote well done, but it says it from Alex's. Almost like my game against you was a different player. Yeah, so it looks like the top boards are finished there, apart from Blue Cow, who could get 7.5 points. So first and second places are already there, so congratulations to Frankie, who won the whole event with 10 out of 11, only lost 1 game to QED, who came second, Queen Eating Dragon. Got 5 in the under 18s. Very proud of yourself. Yeah, that's brilliant. It's very tough competition. Yeah, well done, Frankie. He's in the chat now, and you've got a fan club there. Kenneth's been watching the whole thing, which is great. 2 games going, and then we'll sign off. How are you going to celebrate? I was saying before, I'm looking forward to seeing some of you at Blenheim Palace for the finals, because we're all in different locations and it'll just be exciting to watch some over the board chess. Okay, so 2 games going, let's have a look. So it's Blue Cow and Duckling, 2-3-4. White is better here, and the game's over. Black resigned. So we have 1 game remaining. Eating the Earth against Albin Klein. Oh, they don't have much time, but it does look like White. Oh, I didn't see that. Black was about to get a queen. I was about to say White was doing well. Black's got a queen, so Black should win this, but their clock situation is not great, so anything can happen. Oh, you didn't do the qualifiers, Kenneth. Oh, fair enough. I was wondering why you weren't there. Yeah, there's been a lot of chess on. I know you took part in some over-the-board chess with Adam Ralph. How did that go? I haven't yet to see the results from that. I think it was actually at his house, is that right? 6 players? Yeah, it's nice to see you guys getting back to over-the-board chess. Oh, okay, so Black's going to win this one. Just simplified there. Outdoor chess in Belfast. Oh, that sounds good. Yeah, I haven't played any over-the-board chess yet. I'm desperate to get back to some. The last competition I played was when I was playing for England and ladies team 2 years ago. I think it was October Okay, that has finished. And Frankie won, Queenington Dragon came second, and Blue Blue Cow came third. In the under 18s, under 12s, Ellis won, Moonmaker second, Ninja Go Universe third, and under 8s, BK George first, Advent 1603 second, and Dildarav third. So well done everyone that took part. Congratulations to the winners. Prizes will be sent out next week, and we'll see you all soon. And maybe I'll see some of you at the Giga Finals this weekend. If you haven't already qualified, you can have another shot at it. And then if not, maybe you have already qualified, I'll see you at the Terra Finals. But please do come onto the stream and support your friends. It's nice to see Kenneth